Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bogey King. Glad you're here today. Today I have another product review, really product follow-up video for you. If you haven't seen it, back in December I believe, I posted a video installation and initial impressions on my club car Onward golf cart Enclosure. And so it's been a couple of months. I've used the Enclosure and I definitely have some follow-ups that I would like to share with all of you. No spoilers here, but I am going to return the cover. And so I thought before I did, I wanted to spend some time sharing with you the things that I liked about it, what I think was really great, and then really the things and the reasons why I'm going to return this cover. So before we get into that, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit that bell. It goes a long way to help the channel. Here at Bogey King Golf, we seek to inspire, we want to educate, we want to do product reviews and have a lot of fun. And so we do a lot of product reviews from the average golfer's perspective. And we look at products, we look at golf tech and all kinds of things. And today's video is about my golf cart. And so we're going to talk about the Enclosure. We're going to get into it in detail, and it actually is a little chilly. It's a little windy, so I'm going to do it from the comfort of the golf cart, and then I will throw a video up on here that shows the different aspects of what I'm talking about. I bought this cover, like I said, last year. I bought it from my local club car dealer, and it retails for $815. So my initial question was, is this thing worth $815? I'm not going to answer that just yet. I'm going to get that at the end. But there's several other questions that I had as I was installing it. The installation was fairly straightforward, fairly simple. I did have to take off the windshield. I was replacing that already, so that wasn't the end of the world. And then you had to slide it into the grooves that were provided, and then you attach it, around the golf cart. Well, as I started to install the unit and as I used it, one of the things that I noticed in terms of manufacturing defects was that the stitching around the zippers was coming loose in a number of areas. So the stitching on the zippers and the doors, the stitching around the top skirt area was fraying in some areas. Some places it came off and it was okay. Some areas it's still there, and I didn't want to pull too hard because I did not want to risk damaging the zippers and not be able to use them. One of the other areas of manufacturing defect was there are hooks that keep the golf cart or the golf enclosure hooked to the golf cart, and one of those already fell off. The stitching on the elastic strap wasn't, I guess, adequate, and thankfully I was with a friend and they noticed it and I was able to find it and get it, but it fell off, and so that would need to be restitched on. Those are just a couple of things that, I know stuff happens, but when you're spending $815 on something, it should not happen. You should not have fraying. You should not have, manufacturing defects. They really should have this thing quality inspected and checked out, and it should work. As far as some of the working defects are concerned, golf club access. It is really hard to get your golf clubs in this enclosure when it's closed up. Now, you can put the back cover behind the golf clubs, but if you do that, you make it not, tight or tense across the golf cart, and so it flaps in the wind. There's a lot of noise, and then the hooks in the bottom don't connect where they're supposed to, and so you get a lot of dust that kicks up inside of here, and instead of it being a place where you kind of escape the elements, you bring the elements in here with you. I mentioned zippers earlier, so the zippers with the fraying, but the one thing that's difficult is the zippers getting in and out. So right now I'm inside the enclosure, the doors are closed. So if I want to get in and out of this, obviously if you're playing a round, you're going to be in and out of the golf cart throughout the round. So that means every single time that I'm getting in and out, I have to reach behind me, unzip, get out, get back in, zip it closed, and you can see it's not the most smooth zipper. Again, for the money that I invest in this, I would think that that's something that they would have maybe thought of, or maybe the zipper should be in a different direction, which would make it easier to get in and out when you're out on the course. The hook coming off was not ideal where it actually fell off the cart, but the hooks around the cart were meant to be tensioned, and you can tighten the tension, but honestly they don't really work that great. They come off with bouncing around the course. You have to reattach them constantly, you have to constantly readjust, and so, again, it should fit, it should work well, and those things aren't working well. One of the other things that I've really noticed is the fit and the ease of use. So, this is meant to be enclosed, then you can roll it up when you're not using it, and so it's meant to roll up and then tuck behind the valance that goes around the whole exterior of the golf cart. And as you can see in some of the drone footage that I put up here, it doesn't fit inside of that, valance when you have it rolled up. You have to either roll it and fold it, which I think would lend to the plastic having some issues, or you just have to have it sticking out, and I think it just looks kind of weird. So I think that while the intent was not too bad, hey, you can roll it up, you can strap it up, and you can keep it out of the way. In practice, it's just not practical because it's really difficult to fold it in a way that make it fit underneath and then still have kind of the unique, or not unique, but more or less the sleek look of the exterior of the golf cart. The other thing I mentioned in terms of, how this is not staying connected at the bottom, the dirt collection. So if you're out on a golf course, there's dust, there's dirt, there's mud, there's all kinds of stuff. And with the fact that the bottom is not staying connected to the golf cart, the mud and the dirt and everything, the dust just comes inside here. It's almost like the rear wheels just kick it up. Now, my golf cart does not have the fender flares that you can get if you have like a lifted golf cart. You can add them on this. I honestly don't think it would make much of a difference, but maybe if you had fender flares that kind of added to the protection level, maybe you wouldn't get as much stuff, on the inside of the golf cart. But ultimately, realistically, it's just not, I use it for golf. I use my golf cart for golf. We do take it occasionally when we go camping, but the primary use case is golf. And so when I think about functionality, when I think of ease of use, it unfortunately is just not there. And then the quality of build is just not there. Now, that's not to say it doesn't have its positives. It does. Now I'm sitting in here. It is really windy today, and I really don't feel any of the wind. And I am relatively warm. I'm wearing, a decent jacket with a hoodie. The temperature right now is about 45 degrees, but the wind is gusting up to about 20, 25, 30. So the wind makes it feel a lot colder than it is. And if you can just take that wind off, then, you're in a good place. So will I ever get another Enclosure? Probably. Will I spend $800? No. I mentioned in my other video, Amazon has different variations that are 100, 115, 120 bucks, and you throw them on the cart when you need them, you take them off when you don't. So that could be, an option for me. The weather aspect is another positive thing. So if, like I mentioned, I do take this camping, being able to enclose the golf cart and keep the rain off the seats is good. These are, vinyl seats that repel water and whatnot, but they do have cushioning inside, and so if it does rain, if it gets exposed, you can get a wet behind when you sit down. So keeping the rain off of it is positive. Again, the wind is, the wind reduction and the warmth is a nice positive. But at the end of the day, the answer is, was it worth $815? And quite easily, you already probably guessed this, but it's no. It's not. It's overpriced. The materials, while initially seeming decent, were not constructed well. The installation process, you had to drill holes in the cover to get it on the golf cart. You're not able to have the mirrors on it. And, there's too much negative that outweighs the positive with this. And so I am returning this. I'm thankful that the golf cart store where I got this from was allowing me to return it. And, I will definitely continue to do business with them. But at the end of the day, this is just not for me. It's not for our cart, and it just did not live up to the expectations that I think they put on it. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that if you have a club car Onward and you're thinking about this, it gives you information you need to make a decision. If you don't have a club car, that's great. When you go to a golf course, I think I told you in my previous video or two, you can buy those covers from Amazon for $100 and then take them with you. And when you get to a golf course, just throw it on and then take it off when you're done. I've seen plenty of people do that. It's a great idea, and I think it's a great option for you, if you want to still golf in different weather conditions. So that's it for today. We are glad you're here. We're glad you're a part of what's going on. Do not forget our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We're giving away a $100 gift card to Golf Galaxy. We're giving away a pack of my Bogey King, our Vice Pro Tour golf balls. And so you want to be connected. You got to be subscribed here on YouTube, like us on TikTok, like us on Instagram in order to win. We're getting close, so let's continue to keep that momentum going. And again, we're glad you're here. So as we say every week here at Bogey King Golf, you can still have fun even if you're playing +1. And until next week, everybody, we hope you get out. Hope you play some golf, and we will see you next time. All right, later, everyone.